Everybody loves a good drought, wrote journalist P. Sainath years ago, referring to the failure of government projects at the ground level. In Kerala, everybody seems to love a good strike come Hartal, bringing everything to a stop. This Thursday was no different when Keralites stopped all work, waved flags, and shouted slogans. When national trade unions call for a strike, they must be betting on Kerala to save their faces. This time, when 10 of India's central trade unions called for a strike, primarily to protest against new labour laws, Kerala did not let them down this time either. So Kerala went through another ritual of closing shops, stopping businesses and cargo movements, and bringing everything to a standstill. Early on Thursday morning, perhaps even before the National Trade Union workers were active in New Delhi, I found these flag-waving Anganwadi workers led by Ms. Krishna enthusiastically striking work, waving flags and shouting slogans. ഇന്നത്തെ സമരത്തിന്റെ ഉദ്ദേശ ലക്ഷ്യം എന്താണ്?
കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാരിന്റെ തൊഴിൽ നയങ്ങൾക്കെതിരെയുള്ള ജനരോക്ഷമാണ്.
കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാരിനെതിരെ പറയാൻ പ്രത്യേക പരാതി എന്താണുള്ളത്?
സ്ഥാപനങ്ങളായ BSNL, ഇന്ത്യൻ റെയിൽവേ തുടങ്ങിയ സ്ഥാപനങ്ങൾ വിറ്റുതുലച്ച നരേന്ദ്രമോദി സർക്കാർ തൊഴിലാളികളോട് എന്നും അനീതിപരമായിട്ടുള്ള പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങളാണ് കാഴ്ചവെച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്.
In Kerala, strikes tend to mutate into hartals and hartals mutate into bunds. The courts have banned bunds and flash hartals, but they tend to happen anyway.
The entire industry and business is struggling to bounce back to normalcy on account of the pandemic. The business community and all the trade and industry organizations had appealed to the government and the leader of the opposition to not convert this general strike into a band and create more trouble for the business community as well as for the common man. The most affected will be the daily wage earner. Unfortunately, what should not have happened has happened. Now is the time for people to awake. We need to really awake from slumber.
Come to think of it, the world considers Kerala a great holiday destination. And Keralites go on a holiday every now and then, supervised by trade unions. And so even these houseboats lay idle this Thursday. There are isolated attempts to end Kerala's Hartal culture, like the Say No to Hartal movement. It has tens of thousands of followers on social media, but they seem to be far outnumbered by Keralites who would like to relax and saunter in the idyllic environs of the state. Therefore, Kerala had 120 Hartals in 2017, 47 of them called by the BJP and its affiliates, 32 by the United Democratic Front, 21 by the Left Democratic Front, and the rest by others. Others? Oh yes, anybody can call for a Hartal in Kerala and expect a good response. In 2018, there were only 97 Hartals. But add to that the 52 weekends or 104 days more, and you see that Kerala doesn't work for about 200 days a year. Certainly, you can't aim to be a top tourism destination if you don't know how to holiday yourself. All of Kerala is fertile ground for work stoppages and strikes. But Alappuzha is always a step ahead. Seeing its beautiful canals and prosperity, Lord Curzon is said to have called it the Venice of the East. Alappuzha was once an international port with flourishing companies like Walcott, Dara's Mail, William Goodacre and Aspen Wall. But Kerala's craving for strikes have wrecked this port. I'm at the Alappuzha pier now, or rather the remnants of the once famous pier. Alappuzha was a port of call for ships from around the world, which used to anchor outside there on the sea to collect goods, primarily coir products from Alappuzha, and a bouquet of spices for which Kerala has been famous through centuries. But these are what now remain of that pier, the rusted remains of the pillars of the iron bridge. Close to that pier is the Alappuzha bypass, which has been in the making for 45 years. Hopefully, it will be opened next month. I spoke to one of the workers at the site who didn't want to be on camera, but who lives nearby. His family first heard of land acquisition for the bypass when he was a 14-year-old schoolboy. And now he's 59. That is actually standard procedural delay for projects in Kerala. What takes the cake is the Vizhinjam Harbour project, of which the Malayalam Manorama wrote in 1906, saying that the project should not face more delay. Now, 114 years later, the Adani Group has begun construction of that port. The newest example of project delay is the Gas Authority of India Limited, or the GAIL gas pipeline passing through Kerala, which should have been completed between 2009 and 14. But it took 11 years and a near 100% escalation costs to complete. What is it that makes Kerala so laid back? Two plausible reasons. One, the arresting natural beauty that tends to induce relaxation. And two, 1 trillion rupees of annual remittances. Of course, the remittances could now evaporate in the backdrop of COVID. But Kerala seems to be in no mood to change. This week, the state chief minister announced a 2-day mourning for soccer legend Diego Maradona. And the chief minister offered 2 reasons for the announcement. One, that outside of Argentina, Kerala has more Maradona fans than any other country. Wrong, sir, said the Bengalis, but nevertheless. And 2, that Maradona had an anti-imperialist stand. Keralites may now scramble to see whether Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar and Mbappe are also anti-imperialist. Kerala's priorities are captured on this wall of the Alappuzha bypass. Argentina, Messi, election posters and a trade union flag. But the bypass itself is in the making for 45 years. So for well-off Keralites, this was another fun-filled holiday week. On Thursday, the national strike. On Thursday and Friday, mourning for Maradona. And of course, Saturday and Sunday are the weekend days. But for millions of others, small businesses, people who work on a daily wage, these were tough times. Every work stoppage cost them a day's wages. So what could one compare Kerala to this week? Perhaps to the pink bloom sighted at the Avalapandi village near Kozhikode. The plant is called forked fanwort or mullan pile in Malayalam. Its bloom is magnificent, but the plant is an invasive one and causes serious threat to water bodies. Kerala too is bewitching, but if you're looking for work here, beware. At a time when the whole world is looking for work, Kerala decided to strike work. A shutdown during a lockdown. Try figuring that out. Thank you.